Hi everyone, happy Tuesday and happy May 4th. It's May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. I know, give me a thumbs up if y'all celebrate Star Wars Day in one way or another. We do here at my house simply by doing some Princess Leia hair and some Star Wars themed t-shirts because it's so much fun. So, we have a great sale going on to also inspire you all to get a little festive. So you will save 40% or up to 40% on Poly Deco Neon. Sorry, I'm still gathering my thoughts this morning, apparently. Glowy Thread and Cry. Cry stands for Coated Reflective Yarn, and it's a really cool specialty thread that reflects light. So I'm going to kind of show you a couple of projects that we have made in the past that showcase these threads, and of course some great Star Wars themed motifs to get your day going, get things started for Star Wars Day. Also, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. We are approaching the end of school. I know, it feels like we just started, and some people just started going back in person. So it's so bizarre that we would be kind of finishing up the school year here. But it's really time to appreciate those teachers. Hold on, I'm not seeing any comments or anything yet, so let me just make sure I have some settings correct. There we go. There's everyone saying hello. May the 4th be with you. Right on. I love it. Okay, now we're getting things going. Anyways, Teacher Appreciation Week is a great time to tell your teachers how much you love them, how much you appreciate, especially in such a tough year that these teachers have had. Teaching remote, off the cuff, bringing students in and trying to make sure that everyone is safe. So it's really a great time. You know, every day is a great time, but for Teacher Appreciation Week, we've got some great gifts that you can make for teachers or anyone really for so many different occasions. Also, you can make these for the end of school year gifties. If you like to say thank you to your teachers on the last day of school, I have some great ideas for some gift items you can create, and then also how to kind of round out the gift by adding some other little homemade touches or store-bought touches. So I will go into that momentarily, but along the lines of May the 4th, I thought it would be fun to show you some things that I have made in the past. Here is a large-scale applique patch design, and this, I substituted that Cry thread for the outline of Darth Vader's mask here. Also in some of the little detailing inside. So I substituted some of that gray thread for the Cry reflective thread. And then I used invisible thread to attach this to a ready-made sweatshirt for my son. So when he's out and about, if the sun is going down, he will catch the light, and it's such a cool effect. Also, you can use this freestanding design and make like a wall hanging for your front door. And then as cars go by at night, they will see that Darth Vader mask because it will reflect the light from their car. So this is a cool project. I've linked to all of these past Star Wars blog posts that include all the instructions and design links and all that good stuff for you in the description of today's post. So if you're not seeing it, hit the little see more button on the description of the live post here, and then the whole thing will pop up. You'll see all the links that I posted today, as well as all the links to the blog posts, designs, etc. All right, so that's one of my favorites. And then here you can see the outline of the design reflecting the light of the flash of my camera. So that's how it looks. Pretty cool. This is a really fun thread, and you can get it at a great deal right now for our May the 4th Be With You sale. All right. Also, for the little ladies, I put a neon Princess Leia on this little onesie. Super cute. Just a little touch, you know. Absolutely love embroidering onesies. It's a great way to personalize things for baby shower gifts, all kinds of stuff. And here is my son. This was last year. He has since cut off all of this hair. But this is a t-shirt that I embroidered using the glowy thread. So sulky glowy thread glows in the dark, and you can use it just like regular polyester thread. Now, something you want to take note of, you do not want to touch your iron to anywhere near this thread. This thread will melt with the high heat of your iron, and you'll end up with this kind of bulletproof, melty thread mess on the front of your t-shirt. So keep that in mind. After you take your t-shirt out of the hoop, you just want to press away the hoop markings that you will get from hooping the t-shirt. But otherwise, keep your iron well, far away from this thread. But this is a built-in design on a Brother machine. And if you have a Brother embroidery design account, you can grab this design collection. And again, it is linked in the post where I show you how to embroider this t-shirt. You can use the same techniques to embroider a t-shirt, maybe for a teacher gift as well. And I have a cute collection to show you that would be good if maybe your son or daughter or grandkids have kind of a slew of teachers, right? They don't just have their homeroom teacher, they have their PE and their art and their special teacher, maybe a guidance counselor. So they have kind of a team. I have some designs that would be really cute to make a bunch of t-shirts for that team that takes care of your child. So we will get into that. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to talk about our special gift for today for one lucky viewer who is commenting, liking, sharing this live post, or otherwise engaging, giving me those emojis. You are eligible to win today's great gift, and it is a 10-pack of Sulky Poly Deco thread. This is our grooviest assortment here, and I thought it was some really great colors for the design collection that I'm about to show you. Actually, I used about 6 of these to embroider the blanks that I'm going to be showcasing. So really great to grab up an assortment pack of threads. You'll save some money by grabbing up an assortment, and you can see this has a lot of neutrals, your blacks, your whites, your grays, golds, and then some really great spring colors, which I happened, like I said, to substitute for the colors that were used in the designs I'll be showcasing today. So this is our top 10 grooviest assortment of Poly Deco thread. This is a 40 weight thread, and I used it for the designs I'll be showing, like I said, instead of using a traditional or more traditional rayon thread. And I just chose Poly Deco for these blanks because a lot of them, or a lot of blanks, you would wash frequently, like a towel, a hand towel, a pillow. And I like to use Poly Deco thread for embroideries when I know the item's going to be laundered quite a bit. So that is why I went with Poly Deco for today. All right, shall we go through our blanks? Do you all know what embroidery blanks are? I'm sure that you do, because a lot of you are pro embroiderers and have lots of tips to share with me as well. So if you're unfamiliar or don't know the term embroidery blank, this is simply an item that is all ready to go for machine embroidery. Some of them are made specifically so that you have easier access to hoop the item or to secure it in the hoop if the item itself cannot be hooped. So I said in the description of today's post, we are going to hoop the unhoopable. We are going to learn some tips for working with blanks that maybe seem like they can't be embroidered or can't fit in your hoop. So I'm going to go over some tips for that. So we have a bunch of new embroidery blanks at sulky.com. I linked to several of them that we have. And I'm just going to go through and show you some that are my favorites and some that I'm going to be showcasing today. So first off, let's start with these. And, you know, like I mentioned, these make great teacher gifts. You know, package them up with a pair of really cool pens. Package them up with some hand soap and a gift card, something like that to kind of, you know, put a little more heft behind the gift, or just gift it as is. And what's really great about blanks is you can buy, let's say, a set of 12 that have a little bit different color. And like I said before with the t-shirts, gift them to all the teachers that interact with your kid. And you can easily kind of assembly line embroider these. And if you go with an embroidery collection, everyone can get a different design or a different kind of take on the design that you're creating. So these, I happen to really love these towels. These are just little hand towels. You could package these up, like I said, maybe with some hand sanitizer, some soaps, even some kitchen gadgets, you know, some spatulas, something like that. And this check would look really great with an applique style design, maybe an applique apple or something like that, and you add some quilting cotton to it. You can personalize it for the teacher. So these are really cute, really inexpensive ways to grab something that's pre-made, and all you have to worry about is picking your favorite colors for the embroidery designs. So these are two really great towels you could choose. We also have some flour sack towels. Now, these have no design to them. We have white and we have natural, and these will really let the thread shine because they're not competing with any kind of print. So you can choose any embroidery design, and they're pretty large towels too. So you could go all the way up to, let's say, a design that's for an 8x10 hoop, and you can have a really large scale design on your little flour sack towel because these are quite large. You could gift these with some cookies or some cake mix with some frosting. Really, really cute gift ideas. All right, what else? Ooh, so this is a pillow blank. And I'm sorry for all the rustling of my plastic, but I am just unboxing all of this along with you. So a pillow blank is a great way that the teacher can add a little something to their classroom. They can use it as a little lumbar pillow on their chair, something cute like that. If I can find my way in, and again, I apologize for the rustling because I know my microphone picks up everything. All right. So this cute little natural pillow, it's a little linen. It's a linen cotton blend. It has a really large zipper, right? So you can turn this item inside out, basically, and I'll show you how I'm really going to embroider a blank momentarily, but you would turn this inside out and stick the front of your pillow onto sticky stabilizer. And like I said, I'll be going through the tutorial in just a moment. This is just an overview showing you this pillowcase because someone asked, what is the difference between these items and another item you might purchase that has no design on it, right? Well, Perhaps very little. If you are embroidering a ready-made item that you just purchased at the store that is not labeled an embroidery blank or specific for, meant for machine embroidery, it may not have this large zipper that allows you to get into the pillow in order to get it into your embroidery hoop. It may have a smaller opening. So things that are labeled embroidery blanks, you can rest assured that you will be able to either secure it on top of the hoop or get it into the hoop of your machine for easier embroidery. Something that is just ready-made from, from your favorite store, you may have to take it apart. You may have to re-sew some of the seams after embroidery. So really, that is a difference in why things are labeled embroidery blanks. Now, something like a towel, obviously you would be able to hoop that really no matter what. So I would just look for towels that aren't going to compete with your embroidery threads. So they don't have a super busy pattern unless you're going to choose an applique design. But I also find that embroidery blanks are less expensive than like a package of towels that you would get at Target. And I'm not really sure why that is, but a lot of the times you can get packages of numerous blanks for way less money than going and grabbing a 6-pack of towels, from Target. So I think cost and ease of embellishing are really the main differences between just something ready-made and something labeled embroidery blanks. Okay, so some other cute things you could consider that are great for teachers. We have these little recipe blanks, and I'll have to figure out if I can open this one for you. So these come in a pack of 6, and they are pre-printed. It says recipe from the kitchen of, and you can use a fabric marker to write out a recipe for someone, and then you can add additional embellishments along the back if you wish. Now, these printed recipe patch, I'm sorry, I haven't really played with this quite yet to figure out what we would do for machine embroidery, but maybe you would digitize a recipe or something like that and put this in your embroidery hoop. We'll have to see how this works. Has anyone out there worked with these cute little recipe blanks? Because they're adorable and would make a great addition to, let's say, an embroidered towel, right? Okay. All right, Michelle has the perfect design for that black and white checkered pattern. It would go with so many things. Super cute. All right, so I'm super excited to show you, well, here, along the lines of towels, we also have some really great Hemstitch towels. So these are a nice little hand towel that you would put in your bathroom or something, and they have this hemstitch detail, and then they are trimmed in different colors. So we have this green, we have a black, we have kind of a navy blue or denim, and then we have a turquoise, and then I have already embroidered one on the pink with one of the teacher designs that I will be showing off today. The design collection that I am using for all of the blanks I will be showing today is from Bunny Cup Embroidery, and the collection is called Teacher Sayings. And before you all are asking me, no, the design collection is not free. I used a collection from someone that is not affiliated with Sulky, but it's a great collection, comes with all kinds of designs, and I will show you some of them here. Let's just show you. So these are some of the collection, all kinds of really cute teacher themed sayings, and they come in multiple sizes. So You can go as small as a 4x4 hoop and up to an 8x10 hoop and 2 sizes in between. So for the designs that I'll be showcasing on the demo today, I use the 4x4 designs. So just so you know, scale wise for what looks great on this towel, it fits perfectly right above the little decorative hem treatment. It also fits on the cute zipper bags that I'm about to show you. Here are some of the other designs in that collection. Just really cute sayings. Absolutely love it. I fell in love with it, and Bunny Cup Embroidery has a lot of really great designs, and applique designs too that would look great on your towels. All right, and then here is some of the rest. I think that apple design there is an applique design, or it also comes in just a satin stitched version. So that is some of that collection. I linked directly to it in the description of today's post, so you can find that there. And here is just a little bit better image of that cute little towel that I embroidered. So for the towel, well, actually, let's talk about hooping the unhoopable. All right, so for things that cannot be hooped, or you don't want to hoop it because maybe it has a little bit of stretch to the fabric, anything that has a stretch to the fabric, once you hoop it, it's going to stretch along that hoop edge. Even if it doesn't look like it has stretched, it is going to stretch because of the force of that inner hoop ring. So you do not want to hoop those items, even if they can fit in the hoop. So instead, we hoop stabilizer, and then we attach our item to the stabilizer surface. Therefore, it is really hoopless, even though it's technically attached to the hoop. Catching my drift? Okay, so we have two different ways, or two different stabilizers really. Lots of stabilizer can be used for hoopless embroidery as long as you have some temporary spray adhesive that you can secure the item to the stabilizer with. So Sulky KK2000 can be used for any stabilizer really that does not have a sticky backing to it, okay? However, if you are hooping, or if you are embroidering an item like that pillowcase that I was showing you, or these cute zipper pouches that I am about to demo, the whole item is inside out, right? And to really get a good hold, you want that sticky backed stabilizer. So I will get to this in just one moment, but first let's talk about stabilizer. So Sticky Plus is really my stabilizer of choice when I'm doing hoopless embroidery. It is a self-adhesive sticky backed stabilizer, has a paper backing to it, or front to it really, because you will hoop it with the paper side facing up so that the little label is facing you. Then you will reveal the adhesive, and I'll show you that momentarily. And it is a tearaway stabilizer. So when your embroidery is complete, even though it's sticky, you can still tear it away from beyond your stitching, leaving virtually no trace of it once the embroidery is finished. When I am embroidering a towel blank, like this hand towel or a terry cloth towel, something like this, I really want no trace of the stabilizer. And, or if I'm embroidering a design that is pretty intricate, that maybe I will not be able to get into the little areas between design elements in order to tear it away, I want a washaway stabilizer so that truly all traces of that stabilizer will be gone when the embroidery is complete. Because when you're doing a towel, you're going to see the wrong side of it, right? So you really want no trace of that stabilizer. So in that case, I would use Sticky Fabrisolve. Sticky Fabrisolve also has a paper backing to it that you will score and reveal your sticky surface to place your embroidery blank onto. So those really are the best options for hoopless embroidery. And it really depends on whether you want to tear it away or wash it away when your embroidery is complete. Okay, so let's get into the demo part, and I will show off this really cute other set of blanks. So when I was kind of going through my box of goodies from the sulky blanks that we now have, I really fell in love with these jute zipper pouches. Now, they have different colored little loops, hanging loops to them. And they're kind of like a faux leathery material. So it kind of jazzes it up a little bit, right? And these are inexpensive. These are $5.99. So $5.99, you get yourself an embroidery collection and you're on your way to a super inexpensive gift. You can even add to it, put something in the bag, and I'll give you my recommendations after the demo here. So different colors. We've got the black, there's orange, there's pink, and then we've got this cute blue color, also a gold, as well as a green. Really cute. And they just went with this collection so well. So for those of you asking earlier what makes this zipper pouch more of a blank than maybe one I would buy, check out the bottom of this pouch. See how it is rectangular. It allows you all of this room to get your item onto the hoop. So if you were trying to embroider like a traditional or a different type of store-bought zipper pouch, it may have just a straight bottom, which would be a little bit more difficult for your embroidery to be working in or around or on the hoop. Does that make sense? So I also love this because it allows you to put lots more stuff inside. I even put a plant inside one. It has a little bit of coating on the inside. Excuse me, my poor embroidery arm. Okay, it has a little bit of a coating on the inside of the jute instead of like a lining. And I just thought a plant could fit in there. And if there was any dirt or debris, you could just wash it out real easily because it has this coating on it. So all kinds of reasons why I'm in love with this little cute blank. All right, so let's get to hooping this puppy. And actually, before I do so, let's just see if we have any questions so far. Some people are asking, how do we reveal that adhesive with the paper backing? And I am about to show you. All right. And Margine, great segue. What's the name of the tool to score the sticky so you don't cut through the stabilizer? All right, so that leads me to here. And let me go to my different camera so you can see a little bit better what I am doing here. Okay, so I have my Sticky Plus in the hoop. This is the tool that Margine is talking about. This is called the Sticky Plus Slitting Pen. I have to really enunciate when I say that so that I don't get censored. All right, the Sticky Plus Slitting Pen. Why I love this for the job of scoring this paper is because it is somehow formulated specifically for Sticky Plus so that it doesn't cut through the stabilizer when you're scoring the paper. Now, if you really have a heavy hand at it, you certainly could go right through all layers. but there is no need to be so aggressive with this tool. As you can see, it has a very sharp point on the end, and what it allows us to do, now you may be familiar with or used to using a pin for this project, or excuse me, for this part of the technique. Just a regular stick pin and going and scoring along this paper to reveal your adhesive. Well, the pin is actually sharper than the point of this tool. It's crazy. Also with the pin, you can't get as exact if you wanted to, let's say, only score the center or where your design is, leaving paper along the outside. Let's say you're doing a terry cloth towel and you don't want the loops of your terry cloth to get caught on the sticky backing and then pull away once you are tearing away your stabilizer. You can get very precise with this tool and print out a template of your design and only reveal the sticky around where the design is going to be sewn out, and then you could baste the rest of your towel to the outer paper, leaving you, less stabilizer to remove, essentially, when your project is complete. So I'm going to show you just how easy it is to use this Sticky Plus slitting pen. So I'm just going to go inside that line or inside my inner hoop ring. And I even have my fingers along the back side of the stabilizer, and I am not going to go through it at all. So now that I have scored that, you can kind of use the tip of the pen to get into a little corner and get it started, and then peel away your stabilizer, or peel away the paper backing rather. I wasn't as precise along that edge. But now I have revealed my sticky surface that my blank will stick to. So super great tool. I absolutely love it. If you accidentally slice through part of your stabilizer, then you'll have to rehoop another sheet. And we don't want to do that. No waste here. So now this is ready for my blank. Sorry for the extreme close-up, but I wanted to show you my needle cam most importantly, and I had to kind of choose which view. All right, so I'm going to work with my little jute zipper pouch. I have a little bit of a crease in here, and that's okay. It's going to come out while I'm doing the embroidery. You could also give it a tiny bit of steam from the right side through a press cloth and get that out. But again, we've got that coating on the back, and I really don't think that's going to take well to heat from an iron. So keep that in mind. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually turn this item wrong side out. You can see it has bound seams, so even though it's not lined, our raw edges are all contained, so that's a nice feature of this bag. And now this bag is quite square once I've done this. See, this is why I thought it would be perfect to put a little plant into. So it's pretty easy for me to eyeball the center of the front of the bag in order to center it in my hoop. Now, if you have an item that isn't as symmetrical as this, you may find it helpful to use a sulky chalk pencil or some kind of removable marking pen in order to mark the center placement of your chosen design prior to turning it inside out. So just keep that in mind. You will want to mark your placement if your item isn't, you know, symmetrical like this. Plus, this is the fourth one I'm embroidering, so I pretty much know what, you know, how to line up my seams with my hoop in order to get my design placed perfectly. So just keep those placement ideas in mind as well. So now that I have it wrong side out, I'm going to place the front of my bag that I want the embroidery to go on the sticky area of my hoop. So let me see if I can get this a little closer. It'll be kind of awkward doing this right next to the needle. All right, so here we go. I'm actually lining up my lower edge seam, that bound seam, with the bottom line of my inner hoop ring, because I know from previous embroideries that that is how it's going to line up to perfectly center the design. Bear with me a little bit. I have to have a different vantage point. All right, so now that I have that seam lined up, I'm going to stick my hand inside and adhere the bag to the sticky stabilizer. Now, this looks super weird now, right? How are we going to get in there? We're actually going to sort of embroider this blindly. And let me show you what that means. So now that I have this on here, you kind of can manipulate the other side of the bag, get your hoop secured, and by embroidering blindly, I mean we aren't really going to see what our needle is doing in there. We're like embroidering in a tunnel. All right, now it's very important that you have a bag that gives you enough room for your foot, ankle, and foot to move around inside of this little tunnel. Okay, so what you can do is kind of peek around the opposite edge, or you could even sit on the other side of your embroidery machine so that you can see where the needle is going and what part of the design is stitching out, and making sure that nothing is getting caught or in the way of the needle. Another thing you can do is slow your machine down all the way so that if there is a problem, you can easily stop it and it won't get too far away from you so that you'll have to rip out stitches and begin your embroidery design from a different spot. All right, so now that I have this here and I can see in here that nothing is in the way of my foot or my needle. And the great thing about Sticky Plus is this. You can actually remove and replace your item rather easily. If I were to base this in the hoop or add additional clips or something like that, I would not be able to move this zipper for different, or not the zipper, but really the opening, to accommodate different portions of the design. So let's say I'm on the green color of my design, and it's only along the lower edge portion of that front part of the zipper pouch. Well, I can actually lift up this side off of the stabilizer ever so slightly, making sure that my center is, oh, excuse me, my phone, making sure that my center, okay, hold on. Got to go back to myself because I'm using my phone as my camera and someone decided to call me, which stopped my camera. So here we go. We fixed it. Bear with me a moment. There we go. All right. So as I was saying, you would be able to lift up your item from part of the sticky stabilizer in order to move a different part to accommodate your needle. I know it kind of seems a little intimidating, but it's actually not that scary. As long as you are leaving your fingers and your item and your portions of the bag away from the movement of everything down in that tunnel, you're good to go. So I'm going to show you, for anyone who is skeptical. All right, my hoop is going to move because I have selected my design. So I want to make everything as flat as it can be. All right, just keep your fingers out of the way. I know, Carolyn says awkward. It is kind of awkward, but you can do it. I'm going to start the design just so you can see it. Now, with any embroidery design, you know it's going to get very loud. All right? So, and another thing you can do is, Amy just said, I would need a mirror or to turn the design upside down and place the bag with the opening in the back. That is a great idea. You definitely can do that. All right. So see how I'm just kind of flattening things out? And I can see on my machine screen that my first color is going to stitch part of the design up here on the bag. So I don't need to embroider in the tunnel or embroider blindly for that portion of the design. I'm just going to keep my hands away from the stitching, not putting any pressure onto the unit because we want it to move freely. Okay, so now we have that portion of the design stitched out that was along the sort of upper edge center of the pouch. I can look at my machine screen and see where my next color is going to stitch out. It's going to be right below that. So I can continue to hold this portion open and watch my embroidery stitch out. Now, when I get to the bottom portion of this design, that is where I'm going to have to lift up the zipper of the bag and embroider in that little tunnel. And again, you can sit on the opposite side of your machine, or like Amy was suggesting, you can flip your design on your machine screen and then have your zipper pouch on the other side of your hoop. If you really want to see everything that's going on and you don't want to have to stand up and kind of peer through your little tunnel. So that is how this embroidery is done on the zipper pouch. So I'll go ahead and show you once you have completed that embroidery. It's really just a matter of removing it from your stabilizer. So you'll just lift the bag away from the hooped stabilizer and then remove any extra tearaway sticky plus from the wrong side. Another good thing to get in the habit of doing, especially when you're embroidering blanks, is when you clip your jump threads after each color change, you want to clip your jump threads so that they don't interfere with the other design elements. You also can remove your hoop while your item is still on it and clip the jump threads on the wrong side. That way, when you go to tear it away, it's going to tear away much cleaner because it won't have these jump threads all across the back side of the embroidery, and it just really looks nicer once your item is complete. You could see this doesn't have an additional lining. You could certainly sew in a lining if you wanted to, but in my opinion, that kind of takes away the ease of using a blank. It's almost like you're creating that zipper pouch from scratch. So, take the shortcut where you have it, especially if you're doing a lot of these for a lot of different teachers or a lot of different people. Let's say you have a guild event coming up and you want to make a little gift for all of your sewing buddies. Really simple and easy way. And you know what? It doesn't look bad on the wrong side. Also, by clipping all those jump threads on the back of your embroidery, if you go to put things into your bag, they won't snag onto those jump threads that still kind of exist or any additional stabilizer. And you can see I got this really, really clean. I was able to tear away all of the remaining sticky plus from the wrong side after the embroidery was complete. So very, very cute, easy gift idea. The first one you do is going to be a little intimidating, so grab up a couple. Don't stress about it. It's really just a matter of keeping your fingers out of the way and making sure you are not putting pressure on that embroidery module while it's moving around. You just want to keep your hands lightly over the project to get those extra, areas of your blank out of the way of the stitching. So here's another one that I did. Eat, sleep, teach, repeat. So cute with the little gold thing. So a lot of different things you can put in your pouches, of course. I mean, here is a little thing of some pre-sharpened colored pencils, just with a nice little ribbon, a little apple, add a little something to the gift, make it cute. Here is the Eat, Sleep, Teach, Repeat, and I put a little potted plant inside. So fun, so cute. Really great gift idea. All right, another thing that I thought would be great for these pouches is to make a little sewing kit. Talk about gifts for your guild members or even just a friend who also likes to sew and craft. You could embroider a little sewing saying or something on the front of here and then put together a little sewing kit for them. And this is a really great little project pouch too. So if you have a pattern that you're working on, you could put the pattern inside, put the threads that you're using for it, a little pair of snips. We've got some super cute little scissors at sulky.com in our gifts for fun area. And I linked to these in the description of today's post because I knew you would all fall in love with them. They are so great for little project pouches. So this is one of the scissors. There are bright red and they have cute little flower motifs on them. And they're just the perfect size for handwork projects, cross stitch things, things that you're maybe sewing on the go. These are super tiny, really cute, and you can match your scissor to your little project bag. I mean, love it. Also, we've got these. If these might be a little too small for your fingertips, you could grab up a larger pair. These are just a really cool kind of geometric design. And then these have larger holes as well, but still super cute, very sharp, very effective. So I thought those would be a really cute accompaniment to a couple spools of thread, little snips, go in your project pouch, and just kind of add a little something to the gift. All right. Oh, this is a great idea too. I want to make craft pouches to hold the feet for each machine. And she's got 4 machines. Perfect. What a great idea. You could embroider the name of your machine. You know, if you've got Delilah, your Applique 2, you could say Delilah's feet, and then you always know which project pouch or which bag to grab for which machine. That's brilliant. Great idea. All right. I'm just making sure nobody's got questions about our embroidering blindly, embroidering hooplessly, or let's see, what other techniques did we go over today? I don't know if I invented that, embroidering blindly, but that's what it felt like for me, so that's what I'm calling it. All right, we've convinced Mary. She wants to try it. Please let me know how it goes for you and also full blog post with all the instructions I linked to in the description of today's post as well. So if you want a printable version of the instructions for how to do embroidery blanks, that is there for you as well. All right. Nice little bag for dog treats while training. It's a great idea too. You know, because there's that little bit of coating on the inside of the pouch, you can use it for a lot of things and clean it up easily. Dog treats, makeup brushes that get kind of dusty. So really, really cute. That's why I wanted to use it for the potted plant. So very good. All right. And yes, remember about cutting the jump threads so they don't catch on things inside and so that you can remove the stabilizer much easier. It just makes it nice and tidy on both sides. All right, and yes, slowing down the machine, another great tip. Okay, so for the towel that I embroidered, I also did hoopless embroidery, even though my towel could have fit in the hoop. I hooped my sticky Fabri-Solvi, not Sticky Plus, because I want the stabilizer to be completely gone when the embroidery is complete. So Sticky Fabri-Solvi for a towel or something where you're going to see the wrong side. Also, when you're going to see the wrong side, match your bobbin thread to your top thread. You can use poly deco in the bobbin, or you can use Sulky Poly Light, which is a 60 weight thread. If you want more of a bobbin weight to your bobbin thread, Poly Light can be used in the bobbin, and you can get the exact same color as poly deco on the top so that everything matches nicely. Or like I said, you can use the poly deco in the bobbin as well. And that's because you're going to be seeing the back side. So you don't want just plain old white bobbin thread back there. You want everything to kind of be unified and come together. So I used the same hoopless embroidery method for this towel because I didn't want any puckering to occur during the embroidery. And because this is kind of a looser weave fabric, because of that linen percentage in with the cotton, it can kind of, those fibers can kind of separate along your inner hoop ring when you hoop it rather tautly, which is what causes those puckers. When you take it out of the hoop, everything will want to spring back to where it was before. All those fibers that might have separated along that hoop ring also could be like permanent hoop burn, and they might not want to go back where they once were. So for something like this, I also do the hoopless embroidery method. And you can see beautiful stitch out, no puckering at all. So I just thought this was a other great gift idea, and you could package this up again with a really pretty soap or something like that for the teacher. So I hope you all enjoyed those ideas today. One other thing I wanted to mention, and my mouse doesn't want to work, so bear with me another moment. Let's see, we've got a couple of questions first. Flo says, do you unhoop between colors to clip jump threads? No, I never take the item out of the hoop. What I would do is remove the hoop from the machine, being very careful to not move the item from where it is hooped, because then you're going to have registration problems with the remainder of the design. You'll take the hoop off of the machine, turn it over, clip those jump threads, put the hoop back on the machine, and go to the next color. So you never want to take the item out of the hoop, because getting it in the exact same spot to continue your design is virtually impossible. All right. Another great idea, I want to embroider my first name on some sewing machine cotton covers for my sewing machines. Great idea. All right. Yes, check out that bunny cup embroidery link for the Teacher Sayings design collection, and I hope you all really enjoy that collection. Another thing I want to mention is our next free webinar is coming up next week, May 11th at 2 p.m. We will be doing our Americana cross-stitch webcast with Amanda Mae McNaughton of Ardith Design. She is a floss tuber and a really great cross-stitch teacher. You will learn how to incorporate specialty threads in with sulky cotton petites for all kinds of handwork, not just cross-stitch, but for hand embroidery. You can use these tips for hand quilting. So it's for all people. Even if cross-stitch isn't your thing or you haven't done it in a while, you'll really be inspired by this great patriotic design and by all of the techniques that Amanda is going to go over during the webcast. So I put the link to register for the webcast at the end of the description of today's post. Head on over, you can register for free. And while you're there, you can shop our education platform and add lots more free webinars to your library, where you can access all that great information from so many different industry experts and learn quite a bit about a lot of different techniques. So join us for Americana Cross Stitch next week, 2 p.m. That means our So What will be happening on Monday next week instead of Tuesday, so that we can kind of differentiate between what happens here on Facebook and what happens over on our education platform. So Americana Cross Stitch, we have a great kit that includes this Aida fabric and all the threads that you will need for this patriotic bison design. The pattern is included with the kit. You can also purchase that pattern separately if you choose to. And let's see, don't forget to grab up a handy little pair of cute decorative scissors for your handwork project. How cute would that be? Grab up an Americana cross stitch kit and put a little pair of snips in with your order, and then you have everything that you need all at hand to do this project. So I hope you all join me next week with Amanda Mae. You're going to love her. She is such a great teacher. So, oh, Esther is saying those teacher designs are on sale. Great. So celebrate your teachers this week. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, but really we should appreciate them every day of the year because of what they do for us and for our kids and for the community. So I really suggest grabbing up some inexpensive blanks, jazzing them up with some really beautiful embroidery. It will really touch their hearts and really make their day. So I hope that you all are inspired to go out there and create some really great gifts. And I want to see them too. So if you post them to social media, use the hashtag #SewBetterWithSulky, and then I will be able to see them and share them out as well. So thank you for joining me on another Sew What, and I will see you all next week, Monday for Sew What and Tuesday for the free webcast. So enjoy your days and happy embroidering.